Mother Teresa once said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water and create many ripples."
Dear Tariq, a grassroots student-created endeavor, is one such ripple. Inspired by Jordan Hattar's meaningful work and Alex Mitcherberry's example of advocacy and kindness.
This is a story about students who realized the power of a letter and what happens when creative compassion multiplies. Selena Morse and Gio Chen are thrilled to finally share their passions of storytelling, advocacy, and artistry through Dear Tariq, a refugee advocacy story fostering empathy, friendship, and action.
Our collaborative illustrative team displays an artistic fusion of paintings, inked panels, and texturization provided by Alison Dye and Zareen Hamada. Zareen, a native of Syria, began illustrating the project at just 10 years old. Over the last 2 years, these young artists have designed over 30 illustrations together. Zareen hopes that in capturing Tariq's authentic perspective, children and families affected by war will be inspired to share their own stories of healing and resilience.
Changemakers around the world are extremely proud of this advocacy team and their commitment to creating a story that has the potential to create a legacy of positive impact. But the story behind the story is perhaps the most captivating of all. These artisans' hearts have been forged together in persevering through international moves, compound lockdowns, translation assistant late-night Zooms since 2020.
It's no surprise that Dear Tariq has already begun to create a ripple effect, from grassroots clubs and letter-writing campaigns to finding unique ways to befriend and serve our refugee brothers and sisters in our own backyard and beyond. The story was penned in the imaginative hearts and minds of students, and now it's time to set it free.
We'd like to invite you to become part of the Dear Tariq movement. Help us show the world that young artisans' work can and should be celebrated. Give the gift of empathy. Invest in a story that changes lives.
مرحبا استمتع بقراءة عزيزي طارق.
Okay, sorry.
Did it freeze? Did it freeze?
No, it was great. Everybody's probably sweating. That was so good. Oh, that was hilarious. Thank you. That made my morning.
Thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you and good evening from Auburn, Washington. Woohoo! Can we give them a round of applause? We're streaming live from Green River College in Auburn, Washington. Thank you, Green River, so much, Salish Hall. My name is Dagne Furth, and I'm the founder of New Day Storytelling Advocates. It's my great pleasure and honor that you're here with me today, and especially my co-partner in crime, Selena Morse, who's amazing, a trailblazer. You're going to learn all about her in just a moment. We're so excited that you're here. And as a gesture of gratitude, you've all been entered into a raffle, those of you that are here and online, and our gifts are going to be student advocacy projects. We hope that you're very excited about it because we know that we are. Without further ado, I would like to begin my introduction for Ms. Selena Morse. This is the latest, come on up here, the latest publication from ASU Barrett College of Honors, and so I'd like to begin now with sharing a little bit about Selena. Selena is the co-author of Dear Tariq, and she'll be facilitating our book launch this evening because New Day believes in putting young people in the driver's seat, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Selena's currently a freshman at Barrett, the Honors College, Arizona State University, and she's studying supply chain management and cross-sector leadership. She's pursuing her passions of international business, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and advocacy. I've known Selena for several years as a public speaking forensics coach, not the crime part, the public speaking competitive part, though I'm sure she could do both in her sleep. 2 years ago, I had the great honor of teaching Selena and her fellow classmate Gio an applied learning storytelling agency course. And that was at our dear old alma mater, if you will, Concordia International School, Shanghai, that we miss greatly. Selena is an exemplary student, an incredibly passionate and disciplined and dedicated visionary, and I have no doubt that her trailblazing endeavors will lead to many inspiring more in the public sphere. Without further ado, I present to you the mastermind, the amazing Selena Morse.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone so much for being here tonight and for your support on the behalf of the Dear Tariq creative team. Alex Mitterberry and my co-author Gio Chen could not be here this evening, but they wanted me to share their appreciation and gratitude with you all. The Dear Tariq team is incredibly excited to finally see our story coming into fruition. And we are so proud to support Sireen Hamada, our young Syrian illustrator, through this advocacy endeavor. We want you all to know that with every purchase of Dear Tariq, proceeds go to Sireen Hamada, her family, and other Syrian refugee families. Dear Tariq is a special, multi-age storytelling endeavor, indicative of 2 long years of intense international collaboration across multiple continents. Students as young as 10 years old wrote and illustrated this story, all while enduring COVID-19 and all of the different changes that this new reality brought to us. 2 years ago, Gio Chen and I took an applied learning storytelling agency class in which we had the opportunity to explore international work from refugee advocates. We found ourselves struck by Jordan Hattar's amazing work with Help for Refugees, and we were also curious to meet his young humanitarian friend and fellow refugee advocate, Alex Mitterberry. Not after long, we experienced our first introductory call and began a series of interviews with both Jordan and Alex. From the start, Alex was incredibly articulate and humble and wise, and we were just floored by his authenticity, and we fell in love with his story. We listened firsthand as Alex shared how young Omran Daknish's frightening story of separation from his family during the Syrian civil conflict had deeply troubled Alex. Alex's empathy and agency inspired us, not to mention the moving tribute that the White House captured in filming Alex's poignant letter to former President Barack Obama, as well as the president's tribute to Alex's character and worldview in the 2016 Refugee Summit. Ultimately, Alex's story of advocacy inspired Gio and I to begin drafting a story of our own, in which a young boy is moved to advocate for his fellow refugee brothers and sisters. At first, we experimented with narrative, and Gio began working on our initial illustrations, depicting the character of Aiden that you now read about in Dear Tariq. We knew that we wanted our story to center around a young boy and his exploration of advocacy and empathy. And we also knew that we wanted this young protagonist from the US to eventually meet a boy not unlike Omran Daknish and befriend a fellow classmate across the world. I would be remiss if at this point in the story I did not introduce Jordan Hattar, the director of Help for Refugees, and thank him profusely. Jordan helped us not only learn the experience of Syrian refugees, but also was instrumental in introducing us to Alex Mitterberry, as well as our young illustrator, Sireen Hamada, and Arabic translator, Shahad Abu Gabach. Jordan, would you like to share a couple of words?
First, I want to say Salam Alaikum, which means peace be with you in Arabic. And I flew in from Japan this morning to be here today because this project just means so much to me. And first, I think we should just give a round of applause to Dagne for all of the work that she's put in. It's, you know, so as the director of Help for Refugees, a nonprofit that works with refugees, I've been a motivational speaker in over 100 different schools around the world, but there was something special about Dagne's way of approaching service. And she just has such a big heart. And then having Selena and Gio, you know, really their hearts were in this project from the beginning. And the most amazing part for me is I've been able to see the refugees' response during these Zoom calls. And they have been so proud of this project. And they've been helping edit it along the way. So, you know, with Selena and Gio's permission, we've really made sure that it represents the Syrian people, inshallah, the best we can. And so, my goal with my work is, how can we get students to turn compassion into action? And, what Selena has done, what Dagne has done, is really the epitome of, I think, how to make a difference in this world. And it's a very personal story because I was working with Michelle Obama in the White House when I saw Alex's story, and he wrote that letter to President Obama. And my friends, which touched that letter, and they told me about it. And then President Obama picked it up, and then Alex's story went around the world, and I was wondering what would happen. And I got to meet Alex, but I never knew that Selena and Gio and Dagne would take it to this level. And there's going to be schools all around the world sharing this story, and I'm just so proud of to play a small role in it. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jordan. We are truly appreciative of all of your support and the help that you offered us. For Gio and I, Serene Hamada's and Shahad's contribution to Dear Tariq took our story to another level. These artisans' contributions created an authentic voice, expression, and perspective that we never would have been able to accomplish on our own. Additionally, Allison Dai, another classmate of mine and Gio's from Shanghai, collaborated closely with Serene in steadfastly helping to create over 40 different illustrations for our story. Without her, we wouldn't have been able to create the beautiful images that are presented in Dear Tariq.
Hey everybody, welcome to the publishing launch for Dear Tariq. I am Gio Chen. I am a co-author of Dear Tariq, and I'm so happy to see you all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was a co-author on Dear Tariq. I helped write the story along with Selena Morse, and I was also an illustrator, so I helped out illustrate some of the designs and art on the book. So Dear Tariq started out as an idea, just an idea between me and Selena after we talked and met with Alex Tilbury, who was a really big inspiration for the story. And this is just for a project for school, and me and Selena were just working on this project, and we were just kind of going back and forth with the writing on a Google Doc, and it was just very casual, and we were just coming up with so many different ideas and trying to make this a really interesting and really cool story that we would be proud of for our final projects. And then Ms. Furth approached us, and she asked if we might be considering or might be interested in possibly publishing the story, because she believed in us and she thought it was that good. And me and Selena were oh my God. And we were yes. And from then on, it was a really long journey, and that journey consisted of a lot of editing, a lot of discussion between me and Selena, and a lot of discussion between us, the authors, and other people who we seek advice from and who we sought feedback for. And throughout this whole process, I have basically been a really big part of the storytelling and the writing in the story. And me and Selena have both worked really hard on trying to polish our final words in the story, trying to make every detail correct, trying to make the storyline flow naturally and in a way that really inspires change and really inspires empathy. And for the illustrations, I didn't do all of them. Obviously, a lot of that credit goes to Serene, but I did create and help with some of the illustrations that were sent to Serene, and also some that made it into the final book. For Dear Tariq, I really hope that this book really inspires people, because me and Selena, we wrote this as a children's story. We wrote it specifically for young people in mind, because me and Selena believe that young people specifically really have so much creativity, so many ideas, and they really have the power to go out there and create change in the world, no matter how small. And when something comes from a young person, even from a child, that really is so meaningful and so impactful, because you're inspiring the next generation of people to go out there and do something. And I feel that's really really inspiring for me personally as a younger person. I would really love to see this book maybe inspire some young people. And even just beyond that, I really hope that this book really makes it out there, and that young children, like the age range that the book is written for, or even like any child that reads this book, or any adult basically, I really hope that they can really learn more about the Syrian refugee crisis. They can like delve into more research after reading it, and that they'll really cultivate empathy and really see Syrian refugees as the people that they are, a strong, like persevering group of people. If there are any young artisans out there, as a young artist myself, I really understand like the struggle that comes with, like producing art and really sharing that art with the rest of the world. Like art is a very personal and meaningful thing, and it's pretty like it's kind of common for artists to feel very shy about their work, and for artists to maybe not want to like tell the world or show the world. But what I want to tell you is that don't be afraid, and like it's okay to be afraid. Obviously, that's very natural with being an artist, but definitely try to go out there and share your work with the world out there. And for me, I had a lot of amazing support from mentors, teachers, and other students. And through that support, I was really able to really overcome that fear of sharing my work and really put something out there. And even if you don't think your art is like that great, like that's okay. Like for me and Selena, like this Dear Tariq started as just like a small little project in class when we were both typing on Google Doc, like random dialogue ideas or just random ideas that came to us. And all the illustrations were just me like in my room, just like creating art. And like even if you think your art is small, like art is such a like big part of like who we are as humans, and it's like such a meaningful thing, and art can really change like the course of like how we think and like what human culture really is. And for like any young artists out there, I really encourage you to put yourself out there. If possible, find any support and really show your work to the world, and don't be afraid. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you guys. I really hope that again, that Dear Tariq can really inspire you and make an impact in the world, and that you will get a copy. So thank you. See you guys soon.
As you can see, the Dear Tariq ripple effect began a long time ago, with various changemakers offering their talents, gifts, time, and energy to this special project. We will forever be grateful for their support, and not only are we excited to see what projects both Allison and Serene will tackle next, but we're also thrilled to announce that Shahad and Green River International student Aoub Madani will begin a special collaboration on the Arabic translation of Dear Tariq this spring. Aoub, we would love for you to join us and share a few words about how and why you got involved in this project. Please join me in welcoming Aoub.
Hello everybody, I'm Ayoub. I'm an international student at Green River. I'm originally from Morocco, and how it started, I was just in a hiking with my college, and I met Dagne in a hiking, and she was talking about like a book in Arabic, and I was interested. Since I speak Arabic, I said, can I read the book? She said, we are just starting the book and we need somebody who can speak fluently Arabic. And she proposed it like, do you want to help us? I said, yes, I'm interested to do that. And yeah, I started like that. I'm happy I accepted. I think I tried to do like my best to do like a general Arabic translation so every Arabic speaker can understand it. And yeah, I'm really happy and excited for the project. I didn't know it would be like that, to be honest. And I'm really proud to be part of this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing and also for being such a big help in making this book more accessible to people around the world. Finally, we would like to acknowledge the Concordia School community for their support of these storytelling advocacy endeavors, especially Miss Lisa Behrman, who is now the director of Orange Lutheran High School Missions, for her steadfast support of all of our work while we were attending Concordia. We would also like to acknowledge amazing teachers like Leanne Lavender, now an educational consultant, coach, and facilitator who continues to champion and magnify student storytelling and advocacy and service endeavors around the world. We are honored that Leanne helped to curate 13 unique curricular lessons for Dear Tariq. Leanne, would you like to share about your unique contribution and experience working in Dear Tariq?
I would love to. Selena, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Okay, fabulous. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of what's happening there today. And this is so exciting to have the launch of Dear Tariq. I am just so in awe of what Dagne and her students have created, both in the class where this all began with Storytelling Agency, and also in the work that Dagne is doing now with New Day Storytelling Advocates. I mean, I can't think about a better way to create positive and purposeful ripples of change in the world than through this type of work. I mean, you've got storytelling, you've got deep listening, you've got intercultural understanding, you've got advocacy, all of these things coming together. And I am just, I'm so thrilled. And so to be asked by Dagne to help create some curriculum for this book was an absolute joy. And I really hope that teachers around the world who access Dear Tariq as a story will also have an opportunity to use the curriculum in ways that will really assist their students in understanding how storytelling can be such a powerful agent of change, and how they too can participate in getting to know other people around the world, listening to stories, and then sharing those stories in a way that creates their own ripples of change as well. So congratulations, Dagne. Congratulations, Selena and Gio. This work is fantastic, and I am just like giving you so many high fives from Canada. Just congratulations on everything you're doing, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne, so much for your amazing support and your contribution in creating the curriculum. Additionally, I'd like to thank Ms. Holly Rotz, a former teacher, supporter of student advocacy endeavors, and a New Day board member. We are so grateful for your vision, support, and enthusiasm regarding vigorous and creative storytelling advocacy opportunities for students. We would love for you to share about why you're so passionate about student storytelling endeavors and your thoughts on Dear Tariq.
First and foremost, huge congratulations. I absolutely concur with everything Ms. Lavender said. You guys have just done above and beyond. You're bringing stories to the world. Change makers, that's who you are. And all of the work behind it, the intricacy. But first of all, you had the deep, empathetic listening and care, kindness that you wanted to share in these stories, the creative compassion into action. The story behind the story, that's how it all begins. But it begins also with someone who empathetically listens. Thank you for listening, and thank you for recording these stories that are going all around the world. What amazing work. You're giving the gift of empathy. So it's always about kindness and pausing to listen in compassion, and then sharing the stories, because everyone has a story to share. And thank you for bringing these voices to all of us and to the many, many more who are going to hear it in moments to come. And I'm humbled to be part of this. And I thank you for all of the work. And Dagne Furth, on fire. So thank you, everyone, and congratulations. So proud to be a part and to support your listening with empathy and compassion. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Rotz, for sharing, and also for being such a supportive cheerleader for us throughout the entire duration of this project. I would also like to thank Stacy Seabauer for an amazing beloved author and visionary behind the Changemakers series. Thank you not only for your willingness to read a student-written and illustrated manuscript, but to also offer a beautifully articulated endorsement. This gesture was and will forever be a huge encouragement to the Dear Tariq team, and we are indebted to you. Thank you for supporting young people in their storytelling endeavors. If you haven't considered purchasing a book from Stacy Seabauer, please consider doing so today. She has amazing books, and I find them very inspirational, so I encourage everyone to check them out.
Now I'd like to invite Dagne to come back up.
All right, folks, if you could join me in giving changemakers Selena Morse a round of applause. Okay, sorry, I'm a little emotional. Sorry. Seeing all of our friends share from around the world, and here I'm just bathed in love and light. You know how that feels? That's such a good feeling, and I'm so indebted to everyone. Excuse me, my students, including Selena, know that I get emotional. It's what I do, and I do it really well. So here I am doing it now in front of all of you. Okay, moving on. Part of the reason why I love and believe in this book so much is because of the story that transpired behind it, and I think you've got a touch of that tonight. I suppose in many ways, every story is like that, right? From Jordan and Alex's interviews, to Selena and Gio's creative processing, to Serene's initial meet and greet, to the first collaborative illustrations, and Allison's work, and draft after draft, and feedback after feedback, and more people pouring in, and we were so grateful for it, and we were so happy to do the work. There was brainstorming, there was compassion into action ideas with Jordan Hattar, and there was the wonderful moment where Alex Mitaberi said, yes, I'd love to be a part of this project. I've been meeting with you guys for 2 years. Of course, I'd like to put a letter in the back of the book. And we were just so honored to then have that transpire, to the family be willing to share their wonderful moment that they had with their son on his own accord, meeting with former President Obama, who's a huge hero of ours. So we just thank you for just being here in this moment, because the story behind the story is very, very dear to us. There's so much heart to this story, and not only that, it really does embody Mother Teresa's quote, that I cannot alone change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water and create many ripples. And Layla, my daughter, helped with the audio of this story behind the story trailer, and Selena and Gio and Allison and Shahad and Jordan, and everyone spoke into it as well. And it's just a beautiful, again, for me, moment that will forever be in my memory of the work that was done, and so collaborative. So I'm just so appreciative to all of you. Dear Tariq constantly evolved, and what I loved about that as a teacher is that we weren't ever satisfied with it. We were always working at it to try to get it right, to help it be the best version that it could. The dream was to have it be in schools. The dream was to have students around the world pick up the book and say, hey, I can do this. And then we would be there metaphorically saying, yes, you can, and also literally, right? So I think that's the whole point, and we're so excited about supporting young Serene Hamada. She is the heart of our story. She is the young illustrator who took it on, and the proceeds go to her and her mother and other Syrian refugee families, and Jordan Hattar is 100% on board with that, and we are thrilled to get behind it. And let me just pause for a moment and say that these young people pulled this off while taking AP rigorous courses, co-curriculars, dealing with COVID and the whole of it, and then decided to get together and say, yeah, we want whatever proceeds come from this book to go to this young girl. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that makes me excited, and that makes us all I just feel like it's divine. So again, I can't get more excited about what's happening with Dear Tariq. One of the individuals that helped us get across the finish line, who I will be forever indebted to, is Caitlin P. Jones of Artist Madrid Books. We are indebted to Caitlin for serving diligently behind the scenes and for championing student storytelling endeavors. She helped us with edits, with the publishing journey that we were on, coming alongside us, formatting again and again, so much work. We thought it would be for a moment, and it went on and on and on, and she hung in there with us, and I'm so grateful to Caitlin. I'd love to invite her up to share a little bit about her role and what she does.
Is this on? Oh, hi. Hello, everyone. So yes, my name is Caitlin Jones of Artist Madrid Books, and Dagne reached out to me, I believe, in August, and she said, yeah, I have a little project that I'm working on, and I need some layout help and getting ready to publish it. It was definitely more than that, but I am so grateful to be a part of this journey. I've met and worked with so many wonderful students and people internationally through this process. Artists Madrid Books, we work with children's books, young adult books as well. And this is actually the second student written book that we've published. So this was right up my alley. But I'm very proud of Dagne and Selena and Gio and the whole team of what they've been able to accomplish. I think it just really shows that everyone has a story, and you just need the right outlet to go ahead and bring that into the world. And there is someone out in the world who needs your story. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Great. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. Thank you. We'd also like to acknowledge Green River College for your help in streaming this event and providing this lovely venue, as well as Auburn Riverside High School. Is Taylor here? Taylor, can you come up here really quick? Taylor Burkett, I met Taylor at the Auburn Food Bank Holiday Food Drive this fall. And I said, you know, I was doing the thing with my kids, and I came up to her, and, you know, she's a lovely student at Auburn Riverside High School. And I said, hey, you guys, there's so many of you here. She said, yeah, we're here from NHS and Key Club. I said, that's so great. Look at you. Hey, I have some things coming up. Do you want to get involved? And she's like, I don't know who you are. And then we got to hang out, and she organized 27 volunteers tonight to come and help. I am so indebted to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, again, Taylor and all of the volunteers tonight are just a perfect example of what excites us as mothers, as parents, as fathers, as older siblings, of all of these young students and their potential. These kids were there serving at a food bank on a holiday drive and a cold day, loading up cars. They could have been at home, you know, doing whatever they wanted to do, and yet they were there. So again, thank you for your service, all of you tonight. Like many of you, I didn't experience COVID as a student, but as a mother teaching in Shanghai, China. And yes, there were times when we were doing life inside of our apartment, limited to our compound, with a rescue dog and 3 kids on online learning devices, the youngest of which wasn't having it, not having it one bit. But I would like to say that these students that I was teaching were living a very different life than I was living. I'm a mother, and I didn't experience COVID. I didn't experience the loss of not being able to go to my prom, of not being able to mingle with my friends in the hallways, of not being able to do the co-curriculars that I had dreamed of doing and was hoping for a scholarship for. I didn't miss out on the mission trips that I wanted to take if ever I wanted to take them, or travels. But these students have. They've missed a lot. And that's why I feel that this moment in time is so unique. We can get frustrated and angry and embittered by the things that are happening, and many of us in this audience and watching online have very painful stories to share, and I would never minimize that. However, I do think that we have a golden opportunity. I really do, and it moves me so much because I think that now more than ever, the adults and the experts and the people in the field need to be turning to their left and to their right and saying, what more can I do? Who can I help? Who can I empower? What young people am I in relationship with? Who can I speak to? Who can I pull along? And think about those students around the world that have missed out on the opportunities they were supposed to have. And if we can dig into our pockets and reach down deep into our hearts and think about the fact that many of us, we have already more than enough. We're wonderfully healthy. We've been blessed beyond measure. Now it's time to give. And so for me, what I want to do, and with all of you, is to pour into young people with vigorous, vigorous, vigorous wonder. And I invite you all to do that with me, with New Day Storytelling Advocates, or any other things that speak to your heart and soul truly, because I think right now we need to be giving kids meaningful opportunities to innovate, to create, to tell their stories, and to rally together as a community, to leave a social impact that's positive, to leave an environmental impact that's positive. So I'd ask you just to think on that tonight, and I hope that the stories that were shared today have moved you. So thank you so much.
In closing, thank you all for celebrating the opening of New Day Storytelling Advocates. And for our first book launch, Dear Tariq, I really do appreciate your support and your encouragement. And for those of you who were there throughout the process, thank you for everything.
I'm excited to let you know that New Day has openings for sponsorship. As a new organization, New Day is trying to raise 100,000 USD. These funds will go towards current and future outreach programs, towards publishing services, youth monthly salary, and advocacy. So, if you have a heart for advocacy, storytelling, for youth changemakers, or youth publishing, and feel called to make a monetary donation to support youth endeavors, please see Dagne or one of us after the event.
Now, we would like to briefly share our raffle winners and host an optional Q&A for a few moments. You are all welcome to stay or go get some more food if you would so like to do so.
We're going to go ahead and announce the online raffle winners. Thank you so much.
So our two raffle winners who are on Zoom with us today are Wendy and Dia. So thank you guys for being here. And Dagne will be mailing your raffle prizes.
Yes, all right, thank you so much. We'll have a little bit of an optional Q&A now. If anybody would like to hang out on the call, we also have a video that we'd like to play on behalf of Serene Hamada. If you're willing to stay on for a few more minutes, we're just having a little bit of a technical issue, but we will play it and we will make it live on the New Day website. But in the meantime, if anybody has any questions for Selena or for the team, we're happy to open it up.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, Selena, what was your favorite part about this whole journey?
My favorite.
What do you think you learned the most about? What did you enjoy? What was your biggest takeaway?
It's a lot of questions, Savannah. My favorite part of the whole process was definitely the people that I got to meet and collaborate with. I think in any other situation, I wouldn't have been able to connect with Alex and his family, or Jordan, or Serene and her family. And I think that was such a unique opportunity to be able to hear about their stories and get their perspectives. And I think just the connections that we made and the relationships we built throughout the duration of the project were so unique. So that was my favorite part. Mr. Furth. Mr. Furth asked what the turning point for me and Gio was between it being a classroom project and then wanting to move forward with publication. For me, the turning point was getting Serene on the project. Initially, when the idea of publication was brought up, I was pretty hesitant just because we didn't have that authentic perspective incorporated into the story quite yet. And for me, that was something that was so important. So when Serene agreed to do the illustrations and expressed being so excited about it, I realized, okay, this really does have potential and this could be something really cool. And then when we started working with her, every time we met with her and every time we got new illustrations sent in from her, that just kind of more so solidified my desire to want to share her work with everyone and to share the perspective that she was bringing into the story. Thank you for your questions, and thank you again for being here.
We're going to play the video.
We're going to play a video if you guys would like to stay on
for about 2 minutes.
For about 2 minutes.
This is a video of our 12-year-old illustrator, Syrian illustrator, and she's currently asleep. It's about 4:30 in the morning in Jordan, but she sent in a video, and as Selena mentioned, having that authentic, perspective was so important for this project, and I'll never forget just watching her be so excited when she read the storyline. I was with her, and she said, "This is really similar to what we go through." And when she said that, I knew it was something she was going to put her heart into. So here is her reflection on this 2-year project.
سعيدة جدا لمشاركتي في هذا الكتاب أو المشروع الجميل لأنه ابتدأ من واقع حقيقي، واقع عاشه جميع أفراد هذا الكتاب، ومشاركتي فيه تعني لي الكثير لأن الكتاب يحكي واقعا عشته أنا أيضا وعاشته أسرتي وجميع أهالي بلدي، وقصة طارق وجميع أحداثها كانت قريبة لي، وهذا الكتاب له أثر في قلبي لأنه جمعني بأشخاص مميزين، أشخاص من هذا العالم الواسع، جوردان وجيو وداغني والسيدة سميث والكثير من الأشخاص الرائعين، وعلمني معنى الصبر الحقيقي، وشعرت بمعنى أكثر للقصة من خلال تفاصيل كل رسمة، فكانت الكلمات تترجم لي رسمات على الورق. وأضاف لي ولحياتي المسؤولية، وأتمنى ومن خلال هذا الكتاب أن تصل الرسالة التي تتكلم عن أطفال بل أبطال عاشوا هذه الأحداث، وما أجمل أن تسلط الأضواء على من عاش الألم وحرم الأمان وهو طفل، وما أجمل أن يكون هناك أشخاص يشعرون بهم. أتمنى أن ينتشر هذا الكتاب ساميا، لا لشيء لكن من أجل كمية المشاعر الإنسانية التي موجودة فيه.
All right, so that concludes our program. There is the heart of our story. Thank you so much for your time, and God bless you.